Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
I don't know why the world today mortal man them too ungrateful. I don't know why this world
it's
today,
your station.
mortal man
Anywhere,
them too ungrateful.
anytime.
God give we
Epic Radio,
for clap for
99.3
give we motto for
FM.
sing for
So
He give we eye for see the wall. He give we foot for dance for He no want nothing at all. He just want
Miss Salon people, muna kushe una cabo. This time my boy picking twice eyes on the beat. I fix they listen to Epic Radio 99.3 FM. So refreshing, alright?
If you listen now, 6 o'clock morning,
It's your station.
333, 333, 333, the more they praise God. 333, 333,
Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
dogs they praise God. Quack, 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 the dogs they praise God. Quack, 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 the dogs they praise God. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo,
It's
Papa, thank
Epic
you,
Radio.
yeah. Thank you,
So
yo,
refreshing.
Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah.
It's your station.
Papa, thank you,
Anywhere,
thank you, yo,
anytime.
Papa, thank you,
Epic
yeah.
Radio
Thank you, yo,
99.3 FM.
thank you, yo,
So
Papa,
refreshing.
thank you, yo, Daddy, thank you, yeah.
Miss Salon people, muna kushe una cabo. This time my boy picking twice eyes on the beat. I fix they listen to Epic Radio 99.3 FM. So refreshing, alright?
Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yo, Papa, thank you, yeah. I don't know why the world
It's
today
Epic Radio.
mortal man
So
them too
refreshing.
ungrateful. I don't know why this world today mortal man them too ungrateful. God give we hand for clap for He give we motto for sing for He give we eye for see the wall. He give we foot for dance for He no want nothing at all. He just want make we praise If you listen now, 5 o'clock morning, you go hear them fall they praise God. Kokoriko, 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 them fall they praise God. Kokoriko,
It's Epic
them
Radio.
fall they praise
So
God. If
refreshing.
you listen now, at midnight, you go hear them fall
Hey,
they praise God.
it's your station. Anywhere, anytime. Epic Radio 99.3 FM.
Where the music is cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's on here.
24/7 hits.
Good morning, welcome to the Epic Morning Show. It comes to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, and we are also live on TV again. So I know a lot of people out there will be excited about this. This is the Epic Morning Show, and me, I'm Mohammed Jawad. Today is Thursday, 14th of December 2023. This morning, we are dealing with a big news because the Court of Appeals don't order the arrest of Dr. SAMURA KAMARA for involvement in the sales of the government shares in Syria RUTILE company. This morning, we will take you, give you some context on that particular case because this is a case emanating from the Commission of Inquiry. It's one of the results, and of course, we'll get the legal side as well. Hopefully, we'll also hear it from a lawyer, and then we'll hear it from a judiciary exactly what was the case, waiting the appeals court's judges and decide, and some of the verdicts and what they make in that particular case today, which has now led to his arrest. But first things first, let's start with a morning message of motivation when I arise. We have a long morning here, so stay with us. If you are a teacher, you should really be proud of yourself. And I know say we all perhaps not just one day no more of the calendar year will go take for really appreciate teachers. But this morning, as I was coming, I was thinking about how much impact teachers have made in our lives. Some of you get that one teacher will not forget because of a life lesson where he give you. And a lot of the time we remember our teachers them, perhaps not so for even waiting and teach we na blackboard, but perhaps for the advice we then give we, or perhaps for how they treat we when we'll be in a certain situation. And of course, this could also mean lecturers as well. We also don't get enormous impact on the way we see life, on the way we approach life. So we really should take every day we will get, every chance we get for call them and really appreciate them sometimes. So if you're a teacher, the thing about teachers is that they're not just they teach, they make a lasting impression in we life. So you go see picking way old 3 years, 4 years we don't begin go school. If in teacher tell and say 1 + 1 are 3, a reckon a mistake, that mistake it will take a very long time before he accept say 1 + 1 are 2, not to 3. So it's just one of so many examples. So as a teacher, you have to be upright, you have to be a role model, you have to be a parent figure always. And so that's why I mean, the moment you enter in the classroom, the school became hold you to a very high standard. And that standard, you always forfeit, let you not come below that. Morally, then they also see you as somebody who like a guardian as well. And they also get this imagination, say, me teacher sabi everything. And sometimes you not even sabi everything, but you just get for play along no more so the kids don't feel disappointed. But like I say, it's very important for let we really highlight some of the impacts we teachers then get on we. Me, for example, I went to Services Children's School here and I will force and one of the teachers them will really get a long-lasting impact on me. Now my teacher will teach me na class 6, my class teacher when a KEM can buy. I mean, I hope say one day I go see him on the streets or wherever, and then I go really fully appreciate him for all the advices them we give we, and look how we don't turn out. So if you also get that one teacher, we really help for shape your life, because like I say, we teachers them now like parents them as well, because we spend like let's say in a school 4 or 5 hours of the day with them. So then really they pay more attention to how they develop, how they grow, the party they would keep, and if they can go bad than perhaps we parents them sometimes who they not even get chance because then they go for daily bread. So these are the things. So no matter the salary wouldn't they pay you, just I know say of course your salary as well matter. I'm not saying it's not important, but every day when you wake up as a teacher, be proud of the fact that na human being that you shape. And if you make a mistake where you shape, then that mistake they get for last with them for the rest of their life. And if you really put good things in them, good character, good training, that training they really get for with them for the rest of their life as well. And there is nobody more important in we society who don't contribute for build with society and for put good people in society more than teachers. So it's very important the way we treat them in society Even if somebody not to a teacher, but the fact that he's saying a teacher respect him because he can shape more man and we for can help this country in the future. This is the Epic Morning Show. Stay with us.
Now they carry tasty creamy goodness for your breakfast and snacking moments. With any packet of cowbell milk powder you add to your food, you they give your body a creamy goodness blend of vitamin A, C, D, E, and K for general well-being and vitamin B9 for healthy brain development. Cowbell milk powder now with creamy goodness. Now quality milk powder we recommend for you and your loved ones during breakfast and snacking moments every day. They also get the 3-in-1 cowbell coffee, cowbell choco, and your favorite cowbell strawberry. Buy and enjoy the new creamy goodness of cowbell every day from all provision shops nationwide. For wholesale, visit the office at 51 Frobe Road, Freetown, or call us on 077 250025 or 099 250025. Cowbell powder is the perfect companion at breakfast and snack times. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
So, yesterday, of course, we all see, of course, that release now is now viral that the appeals court is now ordering the immediate arrest of Dr. SAMURA KAMARA after we in appeal we make based on the zero commission of inquiry verdict failed. With the hopes that we'll talk to a lawyer as well for really know the basis of the appeal, and also as well we have somebody from the judiciary as well we get for Terry some of the things them where the appeals court judges them lay out whilst with them they make the appeal. But I just want to give you some background because it's very important that we understand the background, and then that they go able to help we all out there for make a judgment or for make a conclusion based on any contribution we go on for making public forum. Now, you have to go back to April 2012, where SAMURA KAMARA be the finance minister at the time, and according to the allegations, he authorized the sale of the shares. Government may get 30% share in Syria RUTILE, and he was the Minister of Finance, and he authorized the sale of them shares. And they, according to documents as well, of course, we also they put out the agreement, and this is a document where, I mean, I've also seen that document where, of course, getting signature and the signature of people at Syria RUTILE at the time. So the allegation is that he facilitates the sale of that 30% share there without following the due process. And due process, for example, where you sell government property, you need for do a public auction. Take, for example, central bank, they say then they sell some of the forex that they get, they do and through a public auction because it helps with transparency. So that's one of the allegations. So that government 30% share was sold, and government get $12 million and then paid to the central bank for that particular shares there. But according to the market value, that was just a pittance for the worth of that particular share day, because few months down the line, after the government sell that share day, Iluka Resources can take over the company, and that same 30% now will sell dubiously, according to court documents, be now worth over $100 million, really. But that's just one crux of the matter. Now, Commission of Inquiry papers them really, then put 3 people at the center of this particular scam here. Dr. SAMURA KAMARA as the finance minister at the time, John Sise when I be the CEO, and of course a cousin to Anesbai Kroma, the former president at the time, and the president himself, Anesbai Kroma. By the way, all of them people there at some point we don't deny say they not benefit from the sale of those shares. They've denied that and publicly. But here are some of the things where the Commission of Inquiry make as recommendations. One, that this particular deal enough for them possibly happen without the president in knowledge at the time. That's was one of the things that will come out of them. And secondly, they also refer this particular case here to the ACC. And of course, they refer and they say they get criminal jurisdiction, and they refer this case to the ACC. So police will investigate, and then ACC as well will investigate, and then a criminal trial will start as a result of all of the way how this deal happened. But like I say, there is a long backstory more behind this. But as the conversation they unravel, so you self go understand them. But much of what they talk to as well, they in public records, because some of us did cover the commissions of inquiry. But even this whole shares thing started long before the commission of inquiry. So you can also Google and read a lot about them as well for really help with education. So stay with me. When I come next, I have Francis Moray, who will be here with us from the Judiciary of Sierra Leone, and of course Melvin Tijan Mansari as well, giving the political context as well behind all of this. We will be discussing these issues. This is the Epic Morning Show. All right, don't forget, this holiday, the only money transaction you should be doing, it's with you BNB Cash App, because it will make everything easier for you as well. This Christmas will be easier for you. You can send money to relatives, you can collect money, you can pay your bills, etc., all using the BNB Cash App. But if you also want to be an agent, it's so simple as well. Just download the BNB POS and follow the necessary steps. The BNB agents will check you out. And that's it. So all you need for do now, you have no excuse. Just go to the Google Play Store now and download the app, or you also go to the Apple Store if you're an Android user. But let's go straight into a conversation and don't miss that. All right, Melvin, good morning.
Good morning to you, Jawad, and Fambulange Land.
Okay, so let's talk specifically about this case. Let's start with some context as well. What do you know before we come to the case itself now? We're in the appeals case. We've been in front of the appeals court judges, and they don't make a verdict.
Well, Jawad, I think you set the right tone for the conversation, giving that background to the issue, and also I start looking back down memory lane from 2012, and let me not forget the COI being come in 2018, just after this government assumed office, and then we get a specific period of 2007 to the end date of the last administration for looking to all those things, as you rightly don't say. I will want for particularly fast forward as to waiting don't change. A lot don't change from the political standpoint, because during the start of this case, we'll not be talking about elections, and we'll not be even talk about clear candidature for Dr. SAMURA KAMARA. And also, we're not going to talk about boycotts. We're not going to talk about national unity agreements and all those contexts and then dynamics, and they don't change. So if we want to look and for Musa start, we perhaps get something them off the reality, for the fact that a lot don't change politically, socially, and well, the big issue they are legally, because it all lost in appeal. Don't forget, this is an appeal wherein lawyers then be filed in favor after the COI reports, and then come out and though somebody go say protracted, and I want for going to the legal, we just look at the political aspect to it. For me, my topmost concern now is how it affects the ongoing tripartite electoral review committee, their work, and things like that. Because mind you, we see in the signing of that agreement, Dr. KAMARA was there. But that is for the political. It has got the economical also. Looking at,
you know, there was this point last year where some people were frustrated because the case be don't drag on, the appeal be don't on for a long time, and everybody was saying, well, they should really conclude these things before the election. And imagine if this had happened last year. Let's say this appeal here, and then Donham, and then a lawsuit appeal, and then the order and arrest at that particular point. If we don't send a much more bad signal, because by then we are leading up to the election. Yeah,
and somebody go on for saying a prudence on the part of the judiciary. But looking at the nature, the length of the time, somebody go on and say, why now or why not back then, Jawad? If it's not back then, why now? Why is it coming just after the November 26th incident? Is there any correlation? So, in as much as the judiciary will always get an argument saying that, well, they are being prudent, they are being very considerate on the political climate. But if we don't kind of, perhaps we're not even talk about SAMURA KAMARA being a candidate for the APC, because by then legally it should have been, it could have been barred from holding that office. So, delay cannot be an advantage based on the different strands of the argument.
And I just want for also, like I say, focus on some of the details of that particular case. Now, when the government, when they sell last shares back in 2012, they sell them for $12.2 million. Now then deposits in the government account at the time. Then pull $727,364 of that money there, and send on a certain account, then send a money where them been owe Sarah RUTILE since 1992. And the thing now, I mean, if people don't perhaps don't follow, I mean, for the rest of you could only give updates on that particular case. One of the verdicts will come out of that appeal is enough for SAMURA KAMARA refund that $727,000 where they been caught by that money there, claiming that they been owe Sarah RUTILE from 1992 that money there, because there was no evidence say there's no loan agreement evidence say, oh, we owe Sarah RUTILE this money, and so we need for cut. So that is waiting the appeals court judges then rule. And by the way, let me just give you the names of the one name with Sidom on this case here. Honorable Justice Ivan Sise, Justice Alaji Momoja Stevens, Justice Fisher, they all unanimously agree say, if we repay this money within 14 days, inside 2 weeks, $700,000.
Jawad, let me make one thing clear for Fambul. In that capacity where the Dr. KAMARA been there as Minister of Finance, Salon people be expect say what he did any action where he did take if they at the interest of public good. So if it can turn out after investigation that it was not in the public interest, forget about divorce in personality for us as a political figure. Fine. Of course, political sentiments get for kind side. But when we talk about accountability and transparency, Jawad, I don't want to know if you're APC or SLPP. Because at the end of the day, $100 million United States dollars, take a look at the district itself where Sarah RUTILE they operate. Then still they grapple with bad roads somewhere in bad district. And we see the MP there where they come, they always raise these issues. So what if that money therefore don't help develop roads? But this also economically, it puts the company under the radar. How comes Sarah RUTILE, whose kind of nature of deal and the way government get for OU say, get for pay you that? So I think Sarah RUTILE self, outside of the court, but in the court of public opinion, then self get some explanation then for make. Because look at one of the other indictees, it was the former, or I don't know, CEO,
yes,
John Cisse. So Sarah RUTILE deal, then deliberately go into for make sure that they shinka the people of Sierra Leone. And if that is the case, I think they themselves also must be vicariously liable for well, which we don't see shinka the people of Sierra Leone. And they are still operating. And as much as we want foreign investors, but this government always on the talk say they don't need real investors. And how comes then go into that kind of deal and they will end up for turn say money way for go into state coffers, they go into personal coffers. all the nature around the deal, I think, should be scrutinized.
And this is a deal as well. I mean, the fact that then the time as shady and secrecy, it been gets a lot of shady and secrecy parts because this particular money in question was sent to a different company that was registered in the British Virgin Islands.
Offshore company.
And it's an offshore company. So normally for the one we know tax business or business, they know say if you register company in a country like that, now for let you not pay tax. So basically they hide them. And John Bonos is say when the former CEO been get ties with this company. In fact, the allegation also continued that he was also doing this on behalf of the then president. That by these 30% shares, pack on some side, and when Iluka Resources take over, shares where you sell, where you basically buy indirectly from government for $12 million, now worth over $100 million.
So this is what Western companies do. For let country them where then company and they operate, they not put their money there in terms of tax, and they call tax avoidance. Then they get tax evasion. One is criminal, the other one they get legal way for maneuver over. So them big, particularly American and European companies, they don't say Africa, anyway give we will take. So when they come into agreements, they use proxy companies, third parties, where they say, if you get link in a salon self, now half. All the other one way for make legally bind to Sierra Leone, and they could put on aside, they will say and get favorable tax regime. So Sierra RUTILE itself is under the radar on this one. And for me, the other side of it to overlook is the geopolitical implication. We know say Sierra RUTILE has got ties with the Americans. And the Americans are there watching and listening. And what will they be saying? Of course, they should not be happy because when Sierra RUTILE, they make half of their money and they back they go to America. Let not fool we safe. So what is what I go like for know what's in the US government even to think about this, one of the biggest company and investment as alone for being involved in that kind of this any kind of damage or the image.
And that's it. So one of those things as well, like I say, I try to bring you as more details as possible, so we all go also be very, very informed on this case and on how long it on the go. One of the things that will come out during the Commission of Inquiry at the time when they look at the case, the lawyers them, by the way, Adi Macaulay and I don't represent SAMURA KAMARA on this since day one. I remember in a Commission of Inquiry. One of the things them first wouldn't try for prove now that this 30% share when they talk about, it not even happen. There was no 30% even. And then Kawit documents them for say, oh, there was no 30%, but later, because this was a deal that was negotiated between 2001 to 2004 when John Oponjo Benjamin was the Minister of Finance at the time. Sierra RUTILE been get so much payee tax so them before pay that they couldn't pay, and then they entered into some agreement for like, okay, we're not able to pay una, but let we just give una some of the shares. And then 1/3 of the company was government at the time, I think over 2,063 shares. So that is how far the deal span. But it also bring into question the procedure we then forbidden use if they be actually want for sell this. We now do them through public auction, which was not done.
And who that take responsibility for that? The political head takes the responsibility. The technocrats then they, in this case, I mean, if you are in charge of finance and you're able for advice. So for me, it shows that if you are, we then give you office or run them diligently. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, facts and figures them and proof of evidence then will come forward, we will implicate or exonerate you. And in this case, it's unfortunate that the personality now, if one for begin put them under the scrutiny, people will get a political lens to it. But these are the bare facts why you follow the due process.
And we go hear from, hopefully we hear from Adi Macaulay as well later on the grounds of people that we make. We just want to tell and say we invite the judiciary of Sierra Leone for really can give a breakdown of the verdict where the appeals court give. They agree for calm, but unfortunately this morning they don't cancel. They say the Chief Justice said they don't do any media appearance at the moment on this particular issue. So if you're not hearing their voice, that's why. But we'll also be talking to them later. But SAMURA KAMARA in position as a person will be in government is coming under scrutiny more and more. It gets this case now against yes, the Chancery building now when he was the foreign minister. This case now when he was when he been there as the Minister of Finance as well. And so perhaps in those negotiations with APC and SFP get, perhaps when they talk about politically motivated cases, maybe this is one of those cases where they seek for let the government drop.
I don't think say then they go all water. If not, then they negotiate behind the scenes, because at the end of the day, it's not a political matter. It's an economic stroke financial matter. So if you can coin them as politically motivated case where evidence then don't come on, where implicates the person, it will be a disservice to the people of Sierra Leone. And I don't feel say as big as the APC, some of them think and they go there among the bargaining chips. Because if it's among within the bargaining, it shows itself among themselves integrity. Now something. Now we begin to know why people we think that party they be object to the candidacy of the person under question. Because no matter what you say, SAMURA KAMARA is now another Donald Trump.
And this issue really, like I say, the jury is still out on it. But in 2018, it was one of the crux of the things as well. It had a lot of attacks on during in campaign trail about the sale of those shares.
The people of Sierra Leone, any patriotic Sierra Leonean, irrespective of whose party belong, not go agree say then kind of thing and they for end buff. All right, enough of it, because it encourage the culture of impunity. I can always talk this one. Wait till me the land na salon. It's like people the way they want for where they don't do some kind of bad, then they use politics for hide, because now they in quick. Like when you say which man not get lawyer, politics not get lawyer. I say they don't say na so the supporter they don't take her. But when you look at what's at stake, it's a Sierra Leone economy first of all is sick right now. Imagine them money and they forbidden day. So for me, for put that na bargaining chip, it shows a disservice. And although they're not politician, waiting and go to agree behind this, we not go know. But if that's not the one, I will be very disappointed in the opposition, and I will be even disappointed in the government if they grant them kind of demand then they. I for just go buff like that.
Well, of course. So, like I said, so all of this will also bring you some more details on this particular case. So, the actual money in question, when at the $727,000 where SAMURA KAMARA should answer questions for, like I say, according to several stories that were done at the time when this case came up in the Commission of Inquiry. In fact, when it comes to the establishment of the fact on whether there was a government being get shares or not, the Commission of Inquiry at the time, government being out a witness what they call Maurice Cole, when I'm the finance manager at Sierra RUTILE, and I come and show documents them to the commission, we prove say not true. Government may actually get 30% share, and that share was actually sold. And a member as well, Sir Jusu, when I be the finance, yes, when I the financial secretary, he also took the stand at the Commission of Inquiry and talk say, not true, the sale happened, but they could not trace any document within the Ministry of Finance for proof that the sale happened. However, there was a bank transaction where Sierra RUTILE sent from through Standard Chartered Bank in London, then credit central bank account to $12 million. But like I say, 700,000 of that particular money they was disbursed to a subsidiary company on the instructions of John Cissé. And John Cissé has been a very key actor in all of this. This scandal, I name also don't they play key among it. But because he's not in the jurisdiction, so you would think SAMURA KAMARA will have to pay the price, maybe too much, some of that price even for him.
Well, that's if we are looking from a personal and individualistic standpoint. If we want to look at it wholesomely, we should look at it from an institutional standpoint.
Yeah.
Without John Cissé, Sierra RUTILE still operates. And John Cissé was not working in isolation. Are we saying it was just a one-man show between John Cissé? Sierra RUTILE is a big institution. Ministry of Finance is a big institution. For them can talk, tell the people say there is no trace. Who that erase the trace? So now we begin to see why there is a further. I was asking myself, but if the appeals court don't, if the COIB don't make a ruling, and now the appeals court the rule for further investigation, now I will for appreciate the fact that this matter cannot just end with SAMURA. This matter cannot just end with John Cissé. So there is a need for further investigation. Now I see the reason behind those judges and the ruling. On the aspect of the arrest, That is their discretion. But for say the court's not right in asking for further scrutiny, anybody will say that I don't think so. I go agree with them because you get too many uncertainty, too many unknowns, too many ambiguities. Of course, you talk about the appeal defense. One of them, that's section 150. That's at the Court of Rules of Court was not activated.
Yes, so
that is one.
Really, basically, in lawyers, they use those technicalities instead of the substance of the case itself.
We are not lawyers. That's why they are lawyers. We are journalists. We can look at the technicalities of written and spoken communication. That's our expertise. Then a lawyer. One entry, write on paper, a lawyer they use them for win case. And looking at the magnitude of the case and the money that we involve, you need the best lawyer for argue the weakest or the lamest points for prove a case. So I agree that the substance might have been avoided, but every lawyer wants to look for any loophole where we go capitalize on. That is their job. And that is the job also of the bench for examining all sides of the arguments, which in this case, all sides be represented. So if you want to argue whether there was a fair hearing, you will even take them, because a fair hearing begins with you, the accused, and you, the defense, whatever the case may be, all man for be represented. And in this case, it was represented. So anybody who want to talk something outside of waiting happen legally, well, we're not a lawyer. One for you waiting in lawyer, then go say. But from what we know from the law, just that, again, one for encourage the judiciary for the dispense justice time with what I can call alacrity, timely. Because sometimes we're not for the argue if this justice for be don't serve before now. Sometimes you never know. Sometimes when you talk about other flag bearers for APC by then 10 there. So the delay itself gets consequences, agreed, but no matter what you say, the courts don't ask that they make a repayment and that the ACC, well, continue with an investigation.
And really, to that question about why ACC is coming in now, when Commission of Inquiry released the report, this was in front of Justice Biobel at the time, when they make the report, and that particular finding, they then say, this is a criminal jurisdiction, and then for that reason they refer them to the ACC. So ACC will conduct further investigation. So we talked to ACC this morning as well for really know why they not be don't start them, or if they be don't start, because there is a temptation for them to make the excuse say, well, we wait till the case come on appeals court.
No, but there's a downside again. What if there is a, me not a lawyer, but if they can argue a case of double jeopardy, this man has been ordered to pay, this man has been blah, 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 and blah. And on the same matter again. So that is for the lawyers. A case of double jeopardy.
Like where they punish person 2 times.
Exactly. That's not the legal meaning of double jeopardy. So we're learning for Adi Macaulay and Dr.
And
KAMARA.
the other lawyers.
The lawyer them for argue than they. But the fact remains, from what we see from the COI and in findings, it don't be get enough time for prove all and things and this. So you need advanced or further investigation where the ACC they can do now as per the instruction of the court. And of course they can order for an arrest, but that means saying they're not can grant some bail, and it can pay. Well, what if you not pay? I don't know what in the rule is say if you not pay within that 14 days. What's going to be the court? So judiciary they need to speak out on this matter, because what if SAMURA not pay? Waiting will happen to her. Me not to lawyer, but the one that is a law, then we can't tell you. I say 14 days, and the clock they tick. And of course, in arrest, when will the ACC institute that order? And what kind of arrest they will see for her? Is it, so many legal ambiguities. So where the judiciary I can understand, because then go forget say the matter will get a political tonation, especially when we get a new acting Chief Justice. But don't forget say the former Chief Justice did so well for open the courts and make we get an open judiciary.
And I hope say they're not local now.
Well, that's in my fear too, because if you cannot say enough for speak.
Yeah, because we expect them say for speak on this issue.
And we also then get a vociferous spokesperson in the person of Elkas and others. So if you acting Chief Justice, they can say enough for talk, where the power go, we see now first begin open certain trials them to KAMARA. We see what's happening with the court reporters. They're not, So for me, I don't think say, no matter how sensitive are certain matters, the need for public rights to know, we go always argue as journalists. Yeah. The public always get rights for know. And now one for the line list question for the judiciary, They will say we put them under the radar unduly. Because there are a long list of questions that we themselves need for answer with regards to this case and correlate and other related matters to it.
Okay, if you just join me, this is the Epic Morning Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further, because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, enter airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh wow. But how can I get the BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000, and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow, no time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes, start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000.
With BNB POS, you shop now your pockets.
Epic Radio, so refreshing.
OneXBet is offering a mind-blowing hyper bonus. Get ready for a gaming experience like no other. Place an accumulator bet and watch your winning soar with our 100% bonus. That's right, 100%. So what are you waiting for? Visit onexbet.cg today. Use promo code HYPERSL to get 200% bonus up to 2,800 Leon and take advantage of our unbeatable hyper bonus from OneXBet.
It's Epic Radio, so refreshing.
So creamy, so good.
Cowbell powder milk now they carry tasty creamy goodness for your breakfast and snacking moments. With any packet of cowbell milk powder you add to your food, you they give your body a creamy goodness blend of vitamin A, C, D, E, and K for general well-being and vitamin B9 for healthy brain development. Cowbell milk powder now